So when I'm hanging laundry, if it's something heavy, I have these bigger, thicker hangers, but I don't like to put them in my closet any longer because I feel like they just take up too much space. And I'll be honest with you, the thinner hangers, they break easily, okay? They definitely break easily, but the reason I started using the thinner hangers a couple years ago is because they take up less space. And I'm not into one of those, I'm not like I know everybody wants to Marie Kondo their closet, but I'm so glad that I never followed that advice because honestly, I find that if I buy things, I pretty much love everything I've ever bought because when I buy things, I look for things I love. So I know like the Marie Kondo crowd says, oh, if you haven't worn it in 6 months, you should get rid of it. But I don't agree with that because there's sometimes things that I don't wear for a couple of years and I'll come back to them and I'll definitely wear them again just because hey, I bought that thing and I liked it. And realistically not everybody's always going to be the exact same size. So I did end up like when I lost weight a few years ago, I ended up getting rid of a lot of clothes just because I did do a closet clean out. However, this is what I'll say about that. Um, I also kept certain things that I can wear now. So I'm glad I didn't get rid of everything. So I feel like the advice where they say you should get rid of everything after 6 months, I don't agree with that because it's kind of like a minimalism. And I'm not into minimalism. I'm not into hoarding either. I'm into having like a maximalist bright. I don't do like minimalism for me. It's very not my style. I feel like it's a very Western European idea, like something that comes out of America and Western Europe. It's like neutrals are the best colors, but no, I love vibrant, bright colors. And I keep my clothes because sometimes I'll wear them again later. So nobody gets to tell you like if you're gonna wear something again or not. You get to decide. You don't need to do what everybody else is doing. And also another fun thing about if you keep your clothes later, maybe you'll wear them again. And okay, so right then you didn't wear them right away. And so I just don't agree with the people that say you should get rid of everything because they actually might be incentivizing you to overspend, like, especially if you're going down the minimalism pipeline, which I've always thought for a long time that's a money making scheme because a lot of those minimalism brands, they're expensive. And I personally, as a budget girly, they're just not for me. I'm not into brands that act like, oh, they're so good for the environment when they're just doing the same they're just doing the same old thing. But they're trying to make you think that they're like more environmentally sustainable, but a lot of them aren't. So you just have to be very selective and a little bit more skeptical, in my opinion, on these things. Just because people are saying you should buy this and that doesn't mean you should. You should go through your closet and think about, do you like it? And maybe you'll wear it again in 2 years. It's not up to like whatever clothing expert of the day is saying you should do this, you should do that. It's up to you to decide. Like, do you like it? And maybe someday you will wear it again. And guess what? I know people think at the end of the day that when they donate things, that oh, it's going to go to somebody that really really needs it, but it may and may not because at the moment thrift stores they're overwhelmed with the amount of clothing. So this is my thought on this. Buy things that you love. Create your own sense of style. Don't follow like a trend. Like find things that you really like cuz pretty much I have clothes that my sister like. I'm actually today I washed some sweaters because I think my sister's gonna come by. She's not coming today because she said it was raining, but she's probably gonna come in a couple of days. So she dropped some of her sweaters off with me. But I also have my own clothes and I keep things like because I might use them later. I'm not getting rid of everything. So 6 months is definitely not a good rule. Now, I will go through my closet from time to time, and if I have something, because sometimes my other sister will give me things, or I might have bought. Usually, if it's the only time I have something that I really don't like is usually it's something that somebody else gave me. Because I, like, my sister decided a few years ago that she was going to buy a lot less clothing. She used to buy clothes, but then she realized she doesn't really wear anything beyond her uniform. I think both my sisters have a uniform. I don't want to offend them, but they both have fallen into the uniform pipeline where they wear a certain outfit. Like they seem to have this certain style. Like, I'm not saying they wear the same thing every day, but they wear very similar outfits. Whereas I wear a lot of dresses. And I do have sweaters and leggings, but I wear everything I have. And I think keeping my clothes has kept me from having to repurchase things later. And now that we have all this tariff nonsense going on, I'm so happy that I built up a wardrobe over the last few years that I really, really like, because now I feel really good because I'm like, there's always going to be nonsense, you know? Hi, how you doing? Like, with whatever's going on in the economy. But at least I'll be like, hey, I have a lot of clothes I like, so I'm good to go. And I don't have to worry about it. So, I mean, I'm just going to say, if you are, like, trying to build up a wardrobe, right now, oh, right now is going to be kind of a weird time for it. I mean, things are still affordable, don't get me wrong, but I feel like prices are going to keep going up. And yeah, sometimes thrift, like, I'm not a super big fan of thrifting, but I guess, like, I would say thrifting can be affordable in some cases, but I would be very selective. Like, for instance, if you are going to thrift, I would definitely comparison shop. Okay. Yeah, they are very crazy. The prices are ridiculous. So, my thought is just, if you are going to go to thrift stores, because I know sometimes they have good deals. Like, some of them do, some of them do not. I would be very selective. Like, I would go to Ross, I would go to Burlington, I would go to your local thrift store, and I would comparison shop, and I would buy things, and then honestly, I would return stuff. Like, I've never been somebody that likes to return things, but if you find that one, because sometimes this is what I found, sometimes you have things at the thrift store that you can find, like at Ross or Burlington, and they're actually cheaper than at the thrift store. So you have to be very selective and very careful and very picky, you know? So I'm just saying, like, I would just be very selective about what you're buying and, like, comparison shop. And I would just be very careful with thrift shopping, because I have seen that the prices have just gone up a lot in the last few years. And sometimes my dad, he does like to shop at thrift stores, and I will be honest with you, he has found me a couple of cute dresses before. I personally am just not a big fan of it, because I just buy things that I'm going to keep forever. Like, everything I buy, pretty much, like, I still have dresses from 20 years ago. I still have a sweater that I wore in high school that I haven't worn for a bit. Um, yes, I am always busy. Like, I have a sweater. It's a beautiful little sweater. I haven't worn it for a bit, but I think I'll wear it again, definitely, because it's a beautiful sweater that my mom gave me on my birthday when I turned 15. No, 16. And it's a really pretty sweater. And I'm probably going to wear it again one day. I wore it a few years ago. I don't wear it all the time, but I'm thinking, like, it's getting warmer, but I'm thinking I should reincorporate this sweater into my wardrobe. So that just goes to show you, like, all the advice, all the, like, tips on how to deal with your wardrobe. I don't find those super helpful, because they don't come from a place of knowing your wardrobe. They come from a place of telling you what others want to do. So I feel like, yeah, you can read those books, you can read organization tips, you can watch YouTube channels on how to organize your closet. I'm actually thinking, when I have a bit more time, I want to finish my painting. I know I've kept saying that, but maybe after I finish this painting, I need to put myself on a schedule. Um, I want to do like my closet's pretty organized, but I kind of do want to reorganize my closet again because I did a big closet overhaul like a couple of years ago, but I kind of keep it streamlined after that. Like I always kind of like follow the pattern after I do that. So I'm thinking about redoing that again. Not that I will necessarily get rid of anything. I might, but I'm pretty happy because after I did like a big closet overhaul a few years ago, I got rid of a lot of things that I just knew I wasn't wearing at all. So yeah, I would say watch closet organizing videos, read books, but take what works for you and make your own twist on it. Like you don't have to do it the way other people do it. Like find your own way to do it. You know what I'm saying? But hanging laundry for me is a great way. And I do it for my sister too, like when she leaves laundry with me. The reason being is because it just makes your clothes last longer. And I like to hang clothes in the closet. And if I had a house that didn't have, or an apartment that didn't have a big closet, I'd buy one of those open, you know, laundry racks. You can get them on wheels. I would literally invest in one of those things. And I actually think, like, if I had more space, like I would get two of them. Like if I had a big like open space area but it didn't have a big closet, if I had more space than I had closet space, like let's say I didn't have a closet, rather than like do renovations which are super expensive, you could just buy two of those rolling, like, what you should call them, like clothes racks, and you could use one for drying your clothes and one for hanging clothes. And it's so much better than like putting things in dressers. I'm not a big fan of dressers. I only use one for my socks and stuff. Because with dressers, and I do have a cubby where I put some sweaters, but the reason I'm not a big fan of those is because I feel like I like to see things hanging up, and then I'm more likely to wear them than if they're folded up. But that's just my take because I know a lot of the closet organizing people, they like to have put lots of cubbies in their closet, and I would definitely not like that. I want more space for hanging my clothes vertically. You have to have your own laundry style, you know? Thanks for watching.